Hello. Hello, can you hear me?
Yes.
Oh, that's wonderful. So, good afternoon. How are
Good
you?
afternoon. I'm fine.
Okay, that's nice to hear. Before we start, I want to check on your homework. Oh, did you forgot?
Yes.
It's okay. Okay, so since we are not going to meet on Sunday, can you pass it to me on Sunday?
Mm, I can't.
Well, what about Monday? Send it to me on Messenger.
Uh, okay.
Okay, very nice. So thank you so much. All right. Oh, I can't see you.
Okay.
Oh, there we go. Okay, so for today, we will continue our discussion, but let's have a quick discussion on this one. Excuse me.
Wait a
Uh-huh.
moment, please.
Okay, okay, no problem.
Okay.
Okay. Okay, so for this afternoon, let's have a discussion. This is the grammar part for this unit, and it talks about a complex sentence. Okay, so are you familiar with complex sentence? Have you studied that one yet? Not yet.
I think yes.
Oh, very nice. So this will be a smooth discussion. Okay, so a complex sentence, it composes of independent clause and one, but it is not limited to only one or more dependent clause. Now, familiar what is independent clause and dependent clause? Mm-hmm.
Uh,
Oh,
Let
sorry.
me remember.
Oh, yes, yes, okay. Mm-hmm.
Wait. I think is the sentence is
Mm-hmm.
just one.
Okay, okay. So, let me remind you. An independent clause, that is a form of phrase or sentence that can stand alone.
Okay.
It has a complete thought.
Oh.
Has a complete. Okay. While the dependent clause, it is a type of sentence or a clause that cannot
Oh.
stand alone, and it does not have a complete thought. Okay, so it does not have a complete thought. Now
Oh,
let's have, for you to understand it further, let's have an example. Oh, why did I use a red ink? Okay, so let's have an example. This is an example of independent clause. Okay, remember independent clause? That is a type of clause that can stand alone. It has a complete thought. You can understand it. Okay, so that is a independent clause. Let's say, let's use Katie. Okay, I like this name. Katie. Katie. Sip her. Katie. Sip on her tea. Okay. So this is an example of independent clause. So can you understand what Katie is doing? What is she doing?
uh,
She is sip. It is like to drink.
oh,
What is she doing?
uh,
Katie is.
she is like drink a tea.
Yeah. So Katie is drinking her tea or sipping her tea. Very good. While this is example of dependent clause. What is happening with my um keyboard? Dependent. Okay. We can use this one. While Katie. Mhm, her tea. Okay, so this is an example of dependent clause. So as you can see, we use here subordinator while.
Oh,
Why is it color red? While. While on this part, we don't use while. In this example, the sentence seems incomplete. Do you think so?
okay. Yes.
How do you think the sentence seems incomplete?
Mm, why Katie sip her tea? I think
Mm-hmm.
uh I think it is not because why Katie sip her tea is needs some
Mm-hmm. It seems like something is happening, right?
yes yes
While she was doing that action, okay, which is not stated after the word T. That is the reason why this sentence looks incomplete. Okay?
okay
Okay. Are we clear with independent and dependent clause?
yes
Okay, so again, independent clause, it has a complete thought. Okay, while dependent, it is not complete. Okay, so they are opposite.
oh
All right, so let's continue our discussion here. Now, it says here again that a complex sentence has one independent clause or one, two, three, four, five, or more dependent clause. So the dependent clause can go before or after the independent. So the structure might look like this. Okay, so independent. Okay, it should be one independent and one or more dependent. Okay,
Okay.
let me put one more or more. And it could be independent first and then followed by two dependent, or it could be two dependent first followed by one independent. Okay?
Okay.
Okay, so that is the structure might look like. Okay, so if the dependent clause goes by independent first, so if the dependent clause, did I read it right? Read it right? Yes. A dependent clause, the clause that has not, that don't have a complete thought. If it goes first, it should be followed by a comma. Okay, and we have here an
Wow.
example. Okay, so please read the first example. While,
While the elephant are racing, people cheer to encourage them.
okay, people cheer to encourage them. Okay, now I want you to look for the dependent clause. Let's say we have two sentences here. While the elephant, two clauses here. While the elephants are racing, so this is clause number one. People cheer to encourage them. This is clause number two. Now, which of these clause is the dependent clause? Phrase, clause number one or clause number two?
I think number two is depend independent clause.
Very nice. So number
Um,
two, yes, and one is,
dependent clause.
yes, very good. Because this one, the thought is not complete while the elephants are racing. So what happened when they are racing? If we are to remove this sentence, right? The thought is not complete. While on the other hand, this one, even if we remove this one, there's a thought. We can still understand what's going on this phrase. Okay?
Okay.
Okay, very nice. Okay. Mm, let's move on to the next. Okay. And we have another note. If the dependent clause goes before dependent clause, there's no need for comma. Now, if the situation reciprocated, the independent clause goes first. Again, independent clause, that is a clause that can stand alone. It has the complete thought. It doesn't need to have comma. Okay?
Okay.
So we have here an example. Please read.
People cheer to encourage the elephant while they are racing.
Okay, very nice. So the dependent and independent clause on this example. Oh, as you can see, this is the same sentence that we have here. It is just, it changed their position of the independent and dependent. Okay, so
Yes.
this word while, it separates the, or it connects the dependent and independent clause. Now we call those subordinators. Okay, and while is not alone, we can also use when, because, although, even though, or if to connect a dependent clause and independent clause. Okay?
Okay. Yes.
Okay. How do you understand that one? It's pretty easy, right?
Yes.
All right, very nice. Now I will give you some other examples. Okay, so your task is I want you to underline the independent clause.
Oh,
Okay? Okay,
okay.
so underline the independent clause, the clause that can stand alone. So first, excuse me, I have a sore throat.
Oh,
Okay, first one. Because my tea was too cold. I the microwave.
because
Oh, he was still sorry, unhappy. Not although he is well. Mm, okay, I got three examples for you. Okay, again, your task is to find the independent clause.
okay.
Mm-hmm.
One is independent clause is hate. I hate it in the microwave.
Okay, I heated. This one is heated.
Oh,
Mhm. Okay, very good.
number two, he was still unhappy. Also, he was
Mhm.
wealthy. I think he was still unhappy.
He was still unhappy. Okay.
Number three, she returned the computer.
Okay, so she returned the computer. Oh, very good. That's fantastic. Okay, now it seems like you understand, you fully understand these things. I just want you to remember this, okay? So this will be your key guides or key points to determine which is independent and dependent. And also the placing of comma.
Okay.
Okay, very good. Now, so that is for the grammar part. Let's continue our discussion. Where did we stop? We are finished with these things, right? We are finished. Are we finished with this one? This one? Not yet. Uh,
Let me
this one,
see.
this one. Yes. Are we finished with this one?
Yes. Oh,
Not yet. Okay,
not yet.
not yet. Okay. So let's have this activity. Use the words from the box to label the pictures or to name the pictures.
Okay. One is ceremony.
Okay, ceremony. Wow, it's a wedding. Yes. Okay.
Two is carnival.
Number two, letter
Oh,
B, carnival. Is it letter B?
yes.
Ooh, wow, it's anniversary.
Number
Okay.
three, C. Number C is reunion.
Letter C. Letter C is okay. Wonderful.
Num Letter D is performance.
Performance. It's a procession.
Okay. E is carnival,
Wonderful.
and the last one is the last one is performance.
Okay, very good. Now, this is matching type. Match the words with the pictures of festivals.
Okay.
All right.
One buffalo fighting with bee. One bee.
Okay, one is letter B.
Yes.
Hold on. Number one, letter B. B
Number
or D?
B.
B. Okay.
Uh, Number two A.
Okay, A.
Number Number three C.
Mm-hmm.
Uh, Number four B.
B as in boy.
Yes. And number one is D.
Number one is D. Okay.
Um, Let me see. Number five is E.
All right. Okay, very nice. Good job. Okay, so this one is match the words to their meaning. Okay, so
Okay.
we have preserve, to worship, a performance, a ritual, and to commemorate.
Okay. Press. One with D.
Oh, sorry. One is
D.
D. All right.
Um, Two to worship. Oh, five A.
5A. Okay.
Oosh. Five A. Not two A. Five A.
5 is A.
Two. Oh, three C.
Number 3, C.
And number four is B. For B.
All right.
And
Uh,
E.
and number 2 is E.
Yes.
Okay. Let's see. One is C, to preserve, to keep a tradition alive. Okay, so to preserve, the keyword that you have to look for is to keep. That is the key point for the word preserve. To worship. E. To show respect and love for something or someone. Very good. Number 3, it's A. Performance. A show, yes. A performance is a show.
Oh,
Okay, number
yes.
4, B. Very good. An act of special meaning. Okay, A is D. To commemorate. To remember, yes. The keyword that you have to look for commemorate is to remember. That is commemorate. That is what
Oh,
commemorate all about. To remember. All right. Okay, let me see. This is oh, wow. Okay, so this is pronunciation of the words ION and IAN. Ion and what is this? Procession, magician. Ion and ion. All right, so look at the table below. What can you notice about these words? And then listen, repeat the words. So, what can you notice about the set of words that is presented on this page?
okay. Compassion. Can you speak again?
Well, what can you notice about these words? Do they have similarities?
No.
Oh, are you sure?
I think
Okay.
yes.
Yes, they do have their similarities, right? Okay, so what similarities? They are the same on what aspect?
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
What
What do you think is their similarities?
similarity?
Mm-hmm.
I didn't.
Similarities, same.
I didn't remember that. Sorry, I didn't remember that. Let me check.
Okay, okay, it's okay.
Uh, I can't find it. Can
Mm.
you?
Oh, yes, yes. Hold on. Uh, what in
Oh,
the similarity? This one. Oh, it got another transition here. Translation. This is similarity.
okay.
All right. So what is the similarity of these words? Mhm.
Compassion. I think it's talk about some things like festival. Oh no,
Uh,
it's a letter EON and letter EIN.
okay. So, So this set of words they are similar with the ending part of their words or the
Yes.
sound or how do you pronounce them on this part on
Mm,
the ending part. Now I
check.
will yes, okay, I will play the audio and I want you to listen and repeat it after. Okay.
Okay.
Okay, let me just turn on the volume.
Now, listen and repeat the words.
Competition.
Please repeat
Competition.
one more time. Competition.
Competition.
Commemoration.
Mhm.
Commemoration.
Very good.
procession,
Procession.
Okay, procession.
Procession.
Se.
Se.
Procession. Procession.
Procession.
One more time. Procession.
Procession.
I think that is because of your praise. It's okay. It's okay.
Okay.
Yeah. All right. Next.
preservation,
Preservation.
confusion,
Confusion.
Okay.
magician,
Magician.
musician,
Musician.
vegetarian,
Vegetarian.
companion,
Companion.
Okay.
Ac-
Now, I want you to pick one word, only one word, and use it in a sentence.
Uh, I really like a magician.
I
I really like to eat vegetarian.
oh okay. Uh-huh. I think misread this one. Oh wait, a vegetarian, my dear, is a type of person. Okay,
Oh,
a vegetarian is a type of person.
oh, person.
It talks about his or her diet. When we say a vegetarian, this is a type of person who only eats vegetables. Person who
Okay.
only eats vegetables.
Okay.
Vegetables. Yes. You can use that sentence, but not the word eat, not the verb eat. I am a vegetarian. Are
Oh,
you a, are you a vegetarian?
no.
Me too. I am not a vegetarian. Pick another sentence. Pick another word. Sorry.
Mm, I like to be a musician.
Musician.
Yes.
You like to be a musician. Wow. You can. What is this? You know how to use musical instrument?
I no.
And but do you really want to be a musician?
Yes.
I see. Wow. Can you sing?
Yes, I can.
Oh, can you sing for me?
No.
Are you shy?
Yes.
All right. Oh, I think all of my higher level students can sing, but you don't just want to sing for me. My other students who's in your age, they say that they can sing well, but they just don't want to sing for me. Well, anyway, okay, so listen and stress the words below. Pay attention to the endings. Are you familiar with stress? This one?
Okay.
Yes, very good. Okay.
Activity 5. Listen and stress the words below. Pay attention to the endings.
1. Procession,
Okay.
Procession.
Yes, procession. Can you tell me where should we put the stress?
The stress. I think.
Oh,
I think is says.
the stress mark, my dear. This one. Familiar with this one?
Yes.
Okay. Where should we put it? In which part?
Says.
Yes.
I think it is says.
Okay. So let me just put it here. Let me just draw a line like that. Okay.
Yes.
Okay.
2. Companion, 3.
Companion.
Companion.
Compare. Pa.
All right.
Production.
Production. Production. I think it's pro.
4. Competition.
Competition. Hello?
Yes, competition.
Uh, pay.
5. Politician.
Politician. Po.
6. Musician.
Musician. Musician. I think it's milk.
7. Historian. 8.
Historian. I think it's rain.
Librarian.
Mhm. Number 8, librarian.
Mm, bruh.
Okay, so we'll check that later. Now we have activity number 2. Read the following sentences and mark the stress syllable in the underlined words. Then listen and repeat. Okay, so you got to look for the stressed syllable on the underlined words. But read first the sentence. Elephants.
Elephants are good companions of the people on Don Village.
Okay, so the underlined word there is companions.
Yes.
Where should we put our stress mark?
Um, pear.
All right, number 2. Please read.
The elephant race need the participation.
Races.
Races need the participation of young rider. Pay.
Can you please repeat that? Where should we put the stress on the word participation?
Pay.
Number 3, please read.
The elephant races get the attention of the crowd.
Attention.
10.
Number 4.
Vietnamese historians know a lot about festivals in Vietnam. Dog is dog
Number 5.
is a tradition for us to burn incense when we go to the pagoda. D.
Oh, all right. Hmm. Okay, let me see.
Activity 6. Read the following sentences and mark the stress syllable in the underlined words. Then listen and repeat.
1. Elephants are good companions of the people in Don Village.
2. The elephant races need the participation of young riders.
3. The elephant races get the attention of the crowds.
4. Vietnamese historians know a lot about festivals in Vietnam.
5. It's a tradition for us to burn incense when we go to the pagoda.
Okay.